Okay, I'm so glad that you've come to this free training series. So if I haven't met you, my name is Ray Choice. I'm a master certified coach and a trainer of professional coaches, and I have been for the last 11 years. Co-author of 4 books. 3 of them are hugely popular books on the art and the science of coaching, written with my mentor, Dr. Marilyn Atkinson. Now, I want to dive in and talk about communication at its best. What are we looking for in communication? Well, this is obvious, right? We all want to feel safe in communication. Everybody wants to feel safe. Everybody wants to be heard and to feel understood. Isn't this true? This is what you want, right? This is what I want. This is what we all want. Safety, to be heard and understood. We want to feel respected. We want to be appreciated. We want to be fully and completely connected. Don't you want all of these things? Of course you do. You also want to express yourself freely. You want to know that it's safe to be who you really are. You want to be authentic, right? And you also want to feel loved. Now, it's very interesting. I've put this in the form of a wheel for you quite deliberately because, of course, you might add some other things to it. You might change some of the words around. But if you wanted to, you could actually take this wheel and write it on a piece of paper for yourself and just ask yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. Let me just show you this tool. This is a little bit of an exercise that you could do. On a scale from 1 to 10, so the center point would be a 0 and this outer edge would be a 10, okay? So if you were to do this little exercise, something that you might do is think of a relationship right now that's currently challenged. So it might be with your spouse, it might be with your son, it might be with your daughter, it might be with a colleague, it might be with one of your dearest friends, okay, anyone. So just in a moment, communication is not at its finest, so less than a 10 right now. You know, it might be hovering around a 1 or 2, or maybe a 3 or 4. Just pick someone. Okay, do you have someone? All right. Now, using this wheel, on a scale from 1 to 10, so again, this is 0 and this is 10. Let's start over here first, okay? On a scale from 1 to 10, how much safety are you creating for that other person? Okay, so this is kind of an interesting inquiry. You know, you would draw a little outer edge right here if it was a 1. This would maybe be about a 7, and then of course here is a 10. So you just want to shade that in, right? How much safety are you creating? So go ahead and just let your unconscious mind create a number for you. You don't need to think about it. Just be open, honest, and direct about this. How much safety? How much are you hearing this other person? Like really seeking to understand. Stephen Covey said it so well, didn't he? He said, seek first to understand and then be understood. So where are you? Scale from 1 to 10. Draw that new outer edge. Be open, honest, and direct. Let's get a realistic preview of what's going on here. Okay, next one. How respecting are you being of that other person? Are you being respectful? Are you respecting who they are and what's really most important to them? It's important for you to ask. Okay, how about appreciating? How appreciating are you of that other person? How much do you appreciate what they bring into your life? I mean, you might be focused on all the things that they don't bring into your life and how they could be better in this way, and this way, and this way, and this way, right? I'm sure that it would be quite easy to create a long list, but let's focus on gratitude. What do you deeply appreciate about that person, right? And how appreciating are you of them? Scale yourself here. Next one, connecting. How truly connecting are you? Are you opening your heart to that person? Are you opening your ears and doing what I call heart listening? You truly there? Are you connecting? So rate how connecting you are with that other person. How much you're really, truly present to them. Free to express. How much do you create the space for them to be free to express? Okay, of course we all want to express ourselves, but what if we're to create a space for another person? How much are you creating the space for them to be free to connect? Authenticity. Are you trying this? I hope that you're actually playing with me, because you're going to see it as a whole system right in front of you in just a moment. Get your pens if you're not doing this. Because authenticity, how much do you create the space for them to authentically share who they are? Right? How much do you allow for their vulnerability? It's an important question, right? Don't you want that? So just suppose you got to first give before you get. Dear mentor of mine, Brendan Bouchard, he says, you know what? It's not ask and it's given. It's give and it's given. Not ask and you shall receive, give and you shall receive. So just suppose we are, as human beings, to create an authentic space. I mean, be authentic, but allow for that authentic expression to come through. What kind of gift are we offering, right? And then, the big one, how loving are you being to this person? How loving? Okay, you got your system in front of you? It's time for a little coaching. Are you ready? Because I want you to look at your system. And first of all, you might be a little humbled by this when you look at it from this perspective, but I want you to get the learning right now. Right? Just notice the areas that are attention. What might you need to pay attention to right now? You know, just suppose there was an area to grow just a little bit, you know, one notch up. What would be the difference that would make the difference to the whole picture? Okay? So I want you to do this work first, and then I want to meet you on the next video, because what I'm going to share with you next is how you can improve this entire system naturally and easily in a two-step process. So I'm going to teach you something called the BABE formula, and I know that's probably an interesting title for you, but you will be a total babe when you use this formula, and it will bring the purity of who you are into every conversation. I call the BABE formula a simple, sexy strategy to communicate well in stressful, sucky situations. So if this interests you, I will see you shortly on the next video.